Recently, there was an attack in St. Petersburg, Russia.
Breaking right now, an explosion rocking a subway in St. Petersburg, Russia, specifically. Pictures are just coming in showing metal doors completely blown off the cars, debris scattered inside. Right now, reports of several being injured.
An estimated 14 are dead and 49 injured.
There's also reports of a second explosion at another subway station. Still no word on whether or not this is terror-related, and we will continue to follow that for you.
So, just to get straight to my reaction, see, after watching the video, after reading articles left and right, two questions popped up into my head. And the first question was, how are left-leaning stations such as CNN going to respond to this over the next month or so if the individual comes out, or if the individual was determined to be a part of an Islamic extremist group such as ISIS? How are they going to react to that? Because and I remember this, you had CNN, MSNBC, you had media companies such as Vox, Washington Post, pushing this narrative saying that Islamic terrorism isn't something you should fear. You have a higher chance of being killed by your own couch or furniture than you do an Islamic terrorist. How are they going to properly lay this out that yeah, it's still something you shouldn't fear? It rarely happens, because the way they're acting now, because I've been watching those channels left and right for the past couple of days now, is they're acting as if this is something you should be scared of. And even more specifically, if we can just go straight into politics in terms of the left Democrats, you have another issue here where this does bring up concerns in terms of Trump's travel ban. Does this attack provide support for his travel ban? Now, I'm not going to support the ban in question. I'm trying to stay unbiased as possible here, but this does raise up an interesting question in terms, should there be certain limits to immigration that we can be concerned about, especially after this event? Because, and again, if this does come out that he is an Islamic terrorist, this might mean that we as a nation are also in threat. Overall, however, it's just a simple question. How will the media respond to this? And will they start using that statistic again in the next, give or take, 3 months when this die out? However, there's another question that I ask myself. What if this didn't happen in St. Petersburg and instead happened in a city like Los Angeles or New York? How will the notion, or how will the belief in terrorism in terms of the left's belief change up? Will terrorism still be considered a low statistic that we shouldn't take seriously? Or will they actually start going for more immigration reform? Will they actually start going for more strict border policies? But again, that's in the future. And hopefully, I pray to God we don't have a terrorist attack. But if it does occur, then we'll know. But let's just move on to the second point that I wanted to make, or the second question that I asked myself. See, after watching these videos, the videos posted online, the reactions from news stations, one thing kind of scared me a bit. And it was pretty simple. Are certain news organizations are trying to deflect the fact that this probably was an Islamic terrorist? And the reason why I asked that is due to one video posted by a French network where they had an expert from a known university say that Putin, literally one of his third points mentioned, was probably involved into this. Yeah, they said Putin was. In fact, this became a common trend. Even on websites such as reddit.com, people were saying that it was probably Putin's government doing this as a ploy to get more individuals into Syria to stop the Muslim religion or something like that. I don't know. It's crazy. But even more, what I'm starting to notice is people are starting to also jump to alt-right extremists as well, saying that this probably was an alt-right extremist. And this is funny to me because, again, this is a common aspect with current politics. A lot of these individuals seem to be going against their maxim they set forth when it came to people of different political ideologies. See, these news stations, specifically CNN, are starting to use the excuse that it probably was an alt-right extremist. Then they get angry at stations such as Breitbart when they say it probably was a Muslim extremist. Both of these are exactly the same in my opinion, and it's not a good counter in terms when an individual says automatically that it was a Muslim extremist. Simply put, people are pushing the agenda that it was probably someone on the alt-right. And in my opinion, considering the fact that alt-right extremists are the real deal, especially in Canada, it shouldn't be used. And if you honestly don't like the way Brett Bard or other sources like The Blaze automatically blames on individuals whom are Muslim, you shouldn't jump to conclusions that it was anyone else either. But again, this is just my quick reaction to the video, guys. What happened was terrible. And also, if you disagree with me or you want to make a correction that I stated in this video, please go ahead. This has just been a quick rant, guys. My name's Bert, and I am out of here. See you later.